Okay, so in this video, I wanted to talk about the Insta360 Ace Pro. Now, I've had my eye on this thing for a couple of weeks before I actually bought it. I did a lot of reading. I sort of checked the pros and the cons, and then I finally decided to purchase this thing and see for myself. And I think that I actually made a good purchase. And so in this video, I wanted to explain why I got it, what I think of it, the pros and the cons as I see it, and let's just get into it. Okay, so first of all, the most impressive thing about this thing is probably going to be the low light performance. The low light performance is unmatched if you compare it to any action camera. And I don't really like the term action camera because I think that a lot of people get these action cameras for all sorts of purposes. They use it for traveling, they use it for vlogging, making content online, or just capturing moments. We are so deep into this whole social media space that all we keep thinking about is what can we use to, make good content. And like with everything else in social media, the best content comes from the brain and not the camera itself. But I will say that this is a good tool. Now, I want to start off by saying that the low light performance is really the best thing I've seen. It's comparable to my iPhone 14 Pro. Of course, it cannot match a full frame camera, but the low light performance is damn impressive. Now, if we want to talk about, design and durability, I think it's pretty good. There are some people who don't like the fact that this has a flip out screen because they think that this thing can break. But let me assure you that this is pretty sturdy stuff. Unless you actually toss this thing really hard on the ground, it's going to be just fine. And so speaking of, the design of this thing is one of the best I've ever seen, especially because of the flip out screen. It just offers you so much possibilities. And I'm not just talking about the fact that you can vlog seeing your own face, because technically you could do that with the Osmo Action 4 or the GoPro Hero 12, because you do have that front screen, which helps you frame the shot and everything. But with this flip out screen, you can also do like this. And when you're holding it, when you're recording something, you see, I don't like to film doing like this. It's just annoying to me. But if I can just flip it like this, and I can hold it like so, and when I'm recording, it's just much more comfortable to hold it. And this is the way I shoot my videos when I'm outside filming stuff. It's the same thing when I use a full frame camera. I especially appreciate the flip out screen because it enables me to do just that. And so for this purpose, I think this thing is one of the best features of the Ace Pro. So the low light performance, I'm not going to go into the specifics of why it is such good low light performance. It's partially to the fact that it's got a big sensor, but it's actually the same size sensor as the Osmo Action 4, yet this delivers much better results in low light. I think that has to do with the way they process the image before they add, sharpening and all sorts of stuff. And I think that the image quality coming out of the Ace Pro is phenomenal. It's really, really good. I would say that it's pretty much as good, if not better, than my iPhone 14 Pro. I really like the image quality. I like the dynamic range. Like whenever you film something and you have a bright sky, you can still see, the blue color of the sky, which sometimes I can't when I'm using a full frame camera. So I really like that. Now, obviously, the sensor is big, but it's not huge, which means that these action cameras and smartphones, they have to use a lot of trickery, a lot of algorithms, AI features to improve the image quality, like digitally enhance and do more sharpening. But compared to my GoPro Hero, I actually think that the Ace Pro does minimal of, sharpening and stuff like that. But all of this can be accessed in the settings, and you can, turn it up, turn it down. I like that. I like the fact that you can, change the stabilization of this thing to high to medium and stuff like that. Really like that. Now, when I record this thing, I really appreciate the fact that it does have 8K recording. Now, 8K might seem like overkill, and in a way it is, but it just gives you a much sharper image, and you can also crop in without losing a lot of image quality. Now, one of the best things about this little camera is that you can record in 4K and you can crop in, you can zoom in basically and not lose any image quality. And the reason for that is because it's an 8K sensor, and when you crop in, you still get 4K, meaning this thing delivers really good image quality. Now, for slow motion, it has 4K 120, which is very nice. Compared to my GoPro, much better. It doesn't feel upscaled like on my GoPro. Like, I don't know what GoPro is up to, but that is not 4K when you can record 4K 120 on that camera. I'm sorry, in my book, that just does not look like 4K. But this thing actually delivers true 4K 120. And as far as the 8K, I wish it had a bit more bitrate, but the image quality is really, really nice, as you can see from all of the samples that I'm showing you in this video. Now, it does have a little front screen over here, and this really just shows you some information, you know, how much, if you're recording or not, how much time you have left, how much battery and stuff like that, but does not offer you image of what you're recording. If you want that, you just flip this thing over and you get to see what you are actually recording. So that's pretty cool. Now, you get some accessories in the box. It's pretty standard these days when you get an action camera. You get some good stuff. When it comes to charging the battery, it's really fast. Like, I think the battery life on the Insta360 Ace Pro is phenomenal, and I'm not exaggerating. It's actually really cool. I feel that most reviews that I've seen about the Ace Pro, they don't actually tell you how good the battery life is on this thing. It's really good. I've done entire vlogs outside, and when I get home, I still have like 95%. It's phenomenal. Now, I want to show you something else, and you can use all sorts of accessories. You can use this adapter that lets you use GoPro accessories. And what I like about the Insta360 Ace Pro is that it's got this magnetic thingy. So basically, if you just want to attach it, boom, like that. And if you want to unhook it, it's very simple to unhook it. And it feels very sturdy, like you can't really lose the grip or anything like that. Magnetic sometimes feels a bit uncertain, but this thing feels really sturdy. So I like that a lot. And if there is one downside to the Ace Pro, I would say that it is, as a lot of YouTubers and influencers have already mentioned, the close focus distance is not the greatest. It's like 40 centimeters. So for example, if you're vlogging and you hold it like this, your face can become a bit unsharp. So you have to have good distance, like something like this at arm's length, and everything will be in focus. And so I think this thing works great. So it's not a deal breaker for me. I really like that. Another thing that I don't really like about it is that when you open up the hatch for the SD card reader, the memory card sort of pops out. You can't really see it from the distance here, but it sort of pops out, which means that you can't record it when it's like this. In order to do that, you have to get an adapter, which I also have, which is just an unnecessary purchase that you have to make in order to be able to open the hatch. For example, if you want to charge this camera while you're recording, you can't do it because the memory card just pops out whenever you open the hatch. So it's a bit annoying, but I don't think they did that intentionally. I think that the good idea here was that when you open the hatch, the memory card pops out and it's very easy to, take outside of the camera. So I think it was a cool idea, but my experience is that it sort of brought some downside to it as well. So the touchscreen is very good. It's responsive. The menu system is very good. I like that. And there's a lot of cool features to those things. For example, you can record a video, then you can pause in the middle of a video, and then you do a little bit of thinking, and then you can start recording again. And it's sort of like you're editing videos on the fly. And I really like that. And I wish more cameras and smartphones had that feature built in. With smartphones, there are some apps that you can use to get that feature. Now, one feature that I have not tested out on this thing is this thing where you can sort of do this gimmicky AI thing where it improves your image. You can use AI to create a video of your video, and I just don't think it looks good for my types of videos, so I don't like it that much. But all in all, I've been using this camera for a couple of weeks now, and it comes with my highest recommendation. It's a really, really cool camera, so I recommend it. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.